there's a house right here in San Francisco, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 3,500 square feet. No, that's really big. Let's say 2-bedroom, 2-bath here in San Francisco. That's 1,200 square feet. Decent size, not huge, not big, but not small. Why does that house cost $1.2 million? But if you drive, I don't know, 120 miles, 100 miles away, why does that same house cost, instead of $1.2 million, it costs $450,000? Someone explained to me that concept. I don't understand. I understand that taxes are different in San Francisco. The highest tax in the world was at like 8% per 8 cents on the dollar. It's crazy. And I know that some cities are lower in taxes. I get that part. But we're talking about 3 times the price for the same size house just 2 hours away. What is the concept of that? Who sets the price on the land? That's what I want to know. Who wants to... Okay, there's a piece of land. Someone explain this to me. I'm really asking this. I really don't know. There's a piece of land, right? Nothing on it. Who owns that land, right? Okay. Comes back to the city, the state, the government own that land. They sell that to a private owner. They sell it to someone. They sell it to Fred. Now Fred owns that land. What is the price range that he's allowed to set that at? Why can he set that house, that's the exact same house, somewhere else, but he could triple the price? Why is it okay in San Francisco to do that? And I work in a property management. I work in a building where they charge $4,800 for a 2-bedroom. Where they charge $3,500, $3,600, $3,700, $3,800 for a 1-bedroom. I just don't understand the concept of how does it funnel? Where's the chain of command? Where's the ladder? Where is the bridge that makes this work? So if I bought a house here, it's going to cost me $1.5 million or $1.2 million, whatever. If I buy the same house somewhere else, not even that far. Not even that far, hour and a half away. Why is it going to cost me triple the price? I don't get it. I don't understand if it's a piece of land. It's ground until you build something on it. Yes, building something on it may cost more. I get that concept. If I had a piece of land and you had a piece of land and I built this extravagant, modern-day, 15-bedroom mansion, and then you build some smaller place, I understand the concept of that. They're like, okay, mine's worth more because I put more into it. It has nicer things. It's bigger. I get that concept. But if we both have pieces of land, they're just further apart. Exact same structure, same materials, same everything. Same amount of square feet, same this. But you're allowed to charge triple of what I charge. I'm going to charge $500,000. Reasonable. But you're going to charge $1.2 million because it's in San Francisco. What makes the land, the ground in San Francisco cost more than the land that's in Tracy? Or Modesto? Or even Hayward? What value? What costs more? Why does the land in San? It's landfill here in the city anyway. Most of San Francisco is a landfill anyway. So the land outside Tracy should cost more because it's on real land. It's not built on rubble. I know I'm probably sound really stupid right now. I know I probably sound like some complete moron. But explain it to me. I don't get the concept of that. Same thing with the gas. Why is it $4.18 here per gallon for regular, but everywhere else is $2.65? $2, almost $2. I don't get that concept. Aren't we getting the gas from the same place? You would think Hawaii would cost more than anything. I don't know if it actually does. It might. I may be speaking out of turn here. It may, because you think it's harder to get supplies there. Right? If California needs something, hey, just drive it over there. We need something from New York, just drive it or fly it over there, right? You could drive it here and save money rather than flying or putting on a boat. But Hawaii, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here and going crazy now. It's Friday night. I'm home alone. This is my Friday night. When I get off this, I'm going to go sit and eat and I'm going to watch some wrestling. Yes, I'm a grown man that watches wrestling. So what? Can you guys hear that? I hate this damn thing. I hate that damn Baby Shark. My cousin got that for me for my birthday. Thank you, Kim. Sits on my desk right here, though. Baby Shark. Baby Shark. Why can't I come up with this concept? Why can't I come up with the concept Baby Shark? I don't get it. Next week I'll wear the shirt she got me. It says Cousin Shark for my cousin. That's what I got left here. I got 8 minutes. I'm going to talk about something very controversial. Very, it's like, you don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics. I talk about both. And I'm going to talk about, because this is something that came across. I was reading a story. I do read. I was reading a story about a teenage girl who was unfortunately raped by her uncle, and she had an abortion. And the people in the town, it was from a real small town, middle America somewhere, and people in the town that she was living at, they stoned her, they insulted her family, they did horrible things to her house that she was living in because she had an abortion. Now, I started to think, the rusty wheels in my brain started to go, and I was thinking, let me just tell you my point on abortion. Hate it or love it, all right? I'm not for it. However, if it's needed, it's okay. If someone's raped, other situations that I can't think of right now, it's okay. It's 100%, I believe, up to the woman too. The man does have a say in it, but it's ultimately the woman's choice, her body. She's the one that's dealing with this. I've never personally dealt with this. I've never had an ex that was pregnant, had abortion. I never went through this. But this article sparked something in me, and I started thinking. I was like, she was raped by her uncle, and then she had an abortion, which I thought was probably the right thing to do. She was only like 14, 15 years old, so it was probably the right thing to do. And then the town turned on her. They stoned her. They threw rocks at her. One hit her in the head. She had a concussion. They lit fires at her house and torched her, keyed her car, did all this evil stuff. And I started thinking, why? Why do people do these things in this world? I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna ask you guys a serious question right now. A serious question. I really want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I'm gonna pull up my Twitter handle right now. Open it up. Tweet at me. Let's talk Badusky. LETSTALKBADUSKE. I really want to know if you or your loved one, your spouse, maybe your sister, I don't know, someone close to you, was pregnant. And you guys are generally excited. Hey, having a kid, having a family, everything's good. And then you find out this child is going to have a very difficult life. Physically disabled, maybe mentally disabled, maybe both. Maybe they're going to have some sort of disease that they can live with, but it's going to be very tough. Would you consider an abortion? Or are you going to be like, no, that's my child. I love them. I don't care if they can't walk, they can't talk. I have to feed them through a tube the rest of their life. It makes their life not much of a life, I think. Now, would I do it, you're asking me? I don't know. I would have to cross those demons when I came across them. I don't know if I could. But then again, I don't know if I could if I'm strong enough to see my child born with no arms and never be able to play baseball or dance or do a cartwheel or give a high five and be made fun of his whole life or her whole life. I don't know if I'll be able to raise a kid and seeing them suffer because they can't go outside because the sunlight burns their skin and they have to be fed through a tube kind of thing. Of course, I'm talking extreme situations. I'm talking extreme situations. I'm not talking just, the kid's born when, he's an albino or something. I'm talking some serious complications where it's going to be a struggle for you as a parent, for family around this child, and for the child. When do you even think of abortion? It's just a question. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I could do it either way. If I could have an abortion or... Well, I wouldn't have an abortion. You know what I'm talking about. It's something that when I read that story, it kind of... My mind started racing, and that was one of the things I came up with. I was like, this girl, poor little teenage girl, 14 years old, I believe she was, turned 15, was raped by her 50-something-year-old uncle. Got her pregnant. Had an abortion, but it was the wrong thing to do according to people. 14 years old, who knows if the kid would have came out okay? Incest, I don't know how that works. There's always the myth of the kids being born with 3 arms and stuff. I don't know if that's just an urban legend or if it's true. But it got me thinking. But, it's just something that's very controversial, something that I think about sometimes, especially when I read the article. I was like, abortion, I'm okay with it when it's okay with the situation. You're raped. It's I think maybe, and when is it you're having an abortion? Isn't that considered murder too? I mean, I don't know. I know after a certain amount of time, the fetus is this, or they say when it has fingers or when it has a brain, it's murder. I don't know the situation, but thank you guys for listening for Let's Talk with Badusky. I'll be back Tuesday, 7 p.m. Every Tuesday night. You can find me on www.spreaker.com/Let's Talk with Badusky. All my social media is Let's Talk with Badusky. Just type those words in and you go ahead and find me. But thank you guys for joining me